The moment you decide to change something, your brain treats it like a threat. The bigger the goal, the stronger the resistance. That's not weakness, that's biology. You've done this before. You set the goal, you felt it, you're that clean, sharp feeling of finally deciding. This time is different. This time you mean it. And for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, it is different. You show up, you do the thing, you feel like the person you always wanted to be. And then something shifts. It doesn't announce itself. There's no dramatic moment where you decide to stop. The alarm goes off and you just don't get up. You tell yourself you'll start again tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes never. And somewhere underneath all of it is a thought you don't quite say out loud. Maybe I'm just someone who quits. You're not. But something inside you is working very hard to make you believe that. In the 1950s, a neurologist named Paul MacLean mapped out something he called the triune brain. 3 layers, each older than the last. At the center, the oldest part, a structure sometimes called the reptilian brain. It doesn't think, it doesn't reason. It monitors. And its only job, the one it has been doing for 500 million years, is to keep you alive by keeping you the same. Change, to that part of your brain, looks identical to danger. Not metaphorically, literally. When you decide to wake up at 5 a.m., stop drinking, go to the gym every day, build something, your nervous system reads that as deviation from a known pattern. And deviation from a known pattern is how organisms die. So it fights back, not with arguments, with feelings. Suddenly the goal feels less urgent. The effort feels larger than it did yesterday. A quiet voice says, "This isn't really you." That voice isn't your personality. It's a survival mechanism that never got the update. Psychologists call this homeostasis. Your body and your brain are always pulling back toward a baseline. Temperature, heart rate, behavior, identity, everything has a set point. And when you drift too far from it, the system corrects. Not because the change was bad, because it was change. This is why motivation is the worst foundation for anything. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are managed by the same system trying to pull you back. The days you feel motivated are the days the resistance hasn't kicked in yet. Give it time. It always does. In 2001, researchers at the University of Alberta studied people trying to build exercise habits. They found something that changed how behavioral scientists think about quitting. The people who succeeded didn't rely on wanting to do it. They removed the moment of decision entirely. They attached the new behavior to something that already existed. Same time, same place, same trigger. The brain stopped reading it as deviation. It became the pattern. Identity did the rest. The researcher James Clear spent years studying this. He found that the people who stuck with hard things longest were the ones who stopped thinking about outcomes and started thinking about who they were becoming. Not, "I'm trying to run," but "I'm a runner." Not, "I'm trying to quit," but "I'm someone who doesn't do that anymore." Small shift, enormous difference, because your brain will always protect the identity it believes is true. Give it a better identity to protect. There is one more thing nobody tells you about quitting. The resistance gets loudest right before it breaks. In behavioral science, this is sometimes called the extinction burst. When a pattern is about to change permanently, the system fights hardest to keep it. The moment everything feels impossible and pointless and stupid, that is not a sign you should stop. That is a sign you are close. Most people quit there, not because they failed, because they didn't know what they were standing inside. So here is what is actually true. You are not someone who quits. You are someone whose brain was never given the right information about what quitting actually is. It isn't weakness. It isn't character. It is a 500 million year old system doing exactly what it was built to do. The question was never whether the resistance would show up. It always shows up. The question is whether you know what it is when it does. Now you do.